doing today? Hopefully, first of all, hopefully you're doing really well. It's Thursday at about 2:30 right now, and I'm planning on having a trip away this weekend, 4 days away up in the high country, doing some camping, four-wheeling, having some fun, um, getting away from the office. But quite frankly, I don't feel like I need to get away from things because I really love what I do. But I also love getting up into the high country and doing some camping and some four-wheeling with some friends. So I thought I'd jump on today before I go away on the weekend. There's been a ton of conversations around some of the new initiatives that we've got going out. And I'll just explain. The conversation today is about helping you create a new picture between now and Christmas. But the conversations we've been having more this year than normal is around the Joinery Manufacturing Excellence program that we're launching right now. In fact, you could join right now if you wanted to. And there'll be a link showing up shortly. So the conversation today is about what needs to happen or what can you do between now and Christmas that's going to be different than all the other years, because the conversations we've been having lately are much like other years where people in the industry go through a bit of a cycle. Someone just recently told me that this is what they call the bullwhip cycle. If you think of a bullwhip that's up and down and up and down and up and down, that's the cycle. And the cycle that we go into at this time of year in this industry almost without fail. In fact, I can't remember a time in the last 30 years where I haven't seen this happen. There are very few people that will contact us prior to Christmas, because if you know anything about us, you know that we help joinery businesses, cabinet making businesses, shop fitters, commercial millwork, commercial shop fit, furniture makers. We've got some people in our membership that build staircases and windows and doors. Essentially, you're probably a manufacturer of joinery or cabinets or something like that. And going into Christmas, going into the new year, the cycle is, right now it's September and you're probably starting to feel a little bit of the heat, but October will come around and you'll start getting this, it's got to be finished before Christmas. Now, if we're not actually on top of this right now on September, I'm really sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but it may already be too late because there's only another 3 months until Christmas or less. So my message this year is we're starting early. We're saying to everyone, okay, let's just stop right now and figure out what we need to do differently. Because a lot of people will contact me prior to Christmas and say, yeah, I think we'll do something, but we'll put it off in the new year when we're quiet. Now, I'm old enough, maybe this has nothing to do with age, but over my life, I've had a heart test. And I often compare when we look at a business and we make some assessments and adjustments in the business, it's a little bit like having a heart test. Last time I had my heart tested, by the way, my heart's fine, everything's fine, perfectly healthy, glad to say, but nonetheless, I did have a heart test. And they don't sit you down on a chair and say, okay, we're going to test your heart, have a rest, and we'll see how it's going. They put you on the treadmill, and they say, start running, and they get your heart working. And the only way they're going to be able to tell you what's actually going on in your heart is by getting it working, getting it stressed, getting it working. And it occurred to me quite a few years ago that this is much like the work that we do with people in our memberships that have been with us for a little while. We do our best work with members, current members, in their most busy times and when they're under the most stress. And that's really fascinating because a lot of people won't join because they think it's going to be too difficult to work in that period of time. Yet, the members that we're working with find the biggest benefit in that period of time. So it seems to me that if there's some way that we could make you aware that the best time to join a business improvement program such as ours is either right before the busy period or during the busy period, because that's when you're actually going to get the most benefit. So right now in September, probably you're not in the busy period, but guaranteed you're going to be. And let's just talk about it. If you're not going to get busy before Christmas, that's actually a problem in itself, because it's certainly not going to be busy in January and February. So if you're not having a lot of work booked up before Christmas, maybe we need to help you with your marketing. But let's talk a little bit about some of the things that are really going on right now. Let's just get super real. Like I don't mind selling. I'm not a pushy salesman. What I really love is working with people. So the actual, getting people on board into a program is part of what we do, but it's not necessarily my passion. So really, I'd love to be able to do this stuff for free, quite frankly, but we all know that's not possible. So what's the next best thing? Well, we need to charge for our services for sure, but we also need to be able to ensure that any investment in working with us gets you a massive payback. So a lot of people will contact me and say, hey, Bruce, what's it cost? What's the program cost? It's a little bit like someone, if you're building a kitchen, asking you, hey, I want to do a new kitchen. How much is the kitchen going to cost? And of course, your answer is, I have no idea, because I don't know what you're looking for. I don't know big kitchens. So we don't really know. We can't, we don't try and evade the question. We just don't really know what the answer is. But we do know what the return on whatever the cost is in working with us is going to be. We do know what that return is because we insist on it. And the return from everybody in our program is measured to about 3 to 10 times the cost of your investment. And so we know that when you're investing in yourself, which is really what we're talking about talking to business owners that run joinery businesses, cabinet making businesses, and just saying, are you actually investing in yourself? Because a lot of you will invest in your team and say, well, I'm going to upskill my team. I'm going to pay an apprentice and maybe pay the apprentice fees, or whatever it is. You're probably very happy to invest in your team and say, great, I'm going to upskill my team. And the benefit is there. It's at that level in the business of people on the tools and building cabinets and learning to run a CNC machine. There's a benefit in that for sure. The greater benefit is upskilling yourself. The greater benefit is you learning how to run a business that's profitable and sustainable and a great entity for everybody. So if you're not making an investment in yourself right now, you're probably looking at any kind of business consulting or coaching as a cost. And that's actually the problem, is you need to be looking at it as an investment that you're going to make in yourself to better the business. And those people that contact me that are in other programs and saying, great, we were working with another coach and it was okay, but it didn't really take us to the next level. We'd like to take the next step and be specific with getting someone to help me that knows my business, and that's us. And then they jump in and there's no hesitation because they've already allocated funds to invest in themselves. So we don't think that tough times are ahead necessarily, but we do know that we should be looking at how are you going to thrive even when times get tough. Like, times don't have to be tough, but they're going to be a little bit tougher. They're going to be a little bit more, let's say, difficult than they have been when we were in COVID and everything was kind of easy, work was kind of flowing and there were no hesitations, right? Everybody kind of got work they needed. So how do we help you prepare in tough times? And the ride is kind of closed right now. Like, it's not just work is just flowing through your door. And a lot of people talk to us and say, sometimes we're really busy, sometimes we're really quiet. Sometimes we're really busy, sometimes we're really quiet. And if nothing else, I'd like to help people get off this roller coaster and have a nice, steady stream of work that comes in on a regular basis and just fills your funnel. So, really it's about getting off that roller coaster. And it's time to just stop. If you're feeling like you're hanging on, you could have lots of money coming in. People that feel like they're hanging on, sometimes they're people that have a lot of revenue coming into the business, but mentally it's just too tough, right? So it's going to be really tough if you don't know what this road actually looks like. So I'm going to kind of show you a little bit about what the road looks like to get things sort of moving forward and looking a little bit better. We know that we need to get you moving forward in, let's say, a bit of a fearless mode, so that you're moving forward without hesitation. And it's the hesitation to implement that most people struggle with. So if we can get you into a little bit less hesitant to implement things, it's really, improving your business and getting the results you want is probably more about just being smarter about what you're doing. A lot of people will say, oh, it's, I just need to work harder. I need to work harder. Well, if it was really about working harder, this whole industry would be thriving right now because everybody works hard. Everybody in this industry works super hard, putting in 70, 80 hours a week. And the big feedback that we hear is, yeah, we're still not really making the profit that we need. So it's really about getting a little bit smarter with what you're doing. If you follow us at all, if you follow the Joinery Coach, you can find people like Javier from iSpace Solutions. Javier is an amazing guy. He's worked with us for over 3 years. Actually got on board pre-pandemic, and now we're helping him with a business that's just going off the charts. iSpace Solutions, Javier and his team done amazing work. So I promised I'd show you what it looks like. These are guys that are in with our membership and are really doing great work. Christian and Hannah at team at River City, amazing work, doing just exceptional work, moving things forward. Chris at Curve Living is one of the cornerstones of our membership. If you follow him in his journey, you'll see it's an amazing journey that he's been on in the last 4 or 5 years, and he's gone from what was already a decent business. He's a great guy. We built a great team, and now he's got this amazing, thriving business. So it is true that businesses need to go from, feeling like you just need more profit. Like, we can have these conversations here, which we often do. We can have, these sorts of conversations in here that are sort of above the line. We need to make more profit. We need to find good people. We need more sales. But the real conversations are down here. The real conversations are what's actually happening below the surface that is happening there, and the result is you're not having enough profit, and you don't have good people, and you don't have more sales. It's not about just getting more profit or getting more people or good people or getting more sales. The fact is you probably don't have systems in place that your people are following. You probably don't have repeatable processes. So people are not able to perform. So there's all these things that kind of happen here below the surface that will result in these things happening up here, but we actually need to go down here to find out what they are. And that's that hidden knowledge, that's that hidden understanding of why is your business not giving you what you need. So at the Joinery Coach, what we have created is a really, really simple way to look at your business across 9 different foundations. And what we do with those 9 foundations is we assess them constantly in your business. Those 9 foundations are looking at your brand or your marketing. Do you have a steady flow of work coming in? And are you existing in the world the way you want to be found? Are you actually selling? Are you quoting on 10 jobs and only winning 2 of them, which is a 20% conversion rate, and then saying, well, I haven't got enough time? Well, that's not going to work. So if you're quoting on 10 jobs, you'd want to win 7 or 8 of them at least. Otherwise, 20, 30% conversion rate, that means that you're wasting 70 or 80% of your time. And then saying, well, I haven't got enough time to do these other important things. So conversion rate in sales is really important. We have to learn how to actually sell the work you're doing. Remember, in business, you've really only got 3 jobs. As a business owner, you've really only got 3 things that you need to get your business doing. You need to attract people to your business. So attract means attract clients so that they're paying, but also attracting good people. It's not about going out and finding people. It's about attracting them to you. So, the first thing that you need to do as a business owner is to attract people to your business. The next thing you need to do is you need to convert paying customers. So attracting customers to your business is important, attracting talent to your business. Step 1. Step 2 is converting them into paying customers. And the third thing is you need to deliver. So attract, convert, deliver. That is all you need to do as a business owner. So what we've done is we've broken this apart and essentially said, okay, there's really 9 foundations to all of this. Your branding has to be exceptional. Your marketing has to be driving traffic to your door. Your marketing has to be attracting talent when you need it. Your sales have to be converting paying customers. Your systems have to make the business entity easy to use and flowing. You have to be looking at your money on a regular basis. We've got to be looking at, profit and loss. It's a little bit like your blood test. When you get a blood test, you look at it and the doctor says, well, you're low in vitamin C. You go and start taking vitamin C right away. You do it right away. So if you don't know your numbers in business, you really don't know your business. You need to know your numbers all the time. And you also need to be creating a better future for yourself by knowing what do you want your numbers to do. Forecasting and budgets need to be put in place. You need to be making best use of the time you have available. And by the way, it's the same time everybody has available. So it actually isn't about time. It's about getting the time you have to flow better by allocating the tasks that you're going to do in that time in such a way that you can do them sustainably. So time flow is not about time, it's really about task management. And getting a team in your business so that your business is this team of amazing people the way that you want it to be. Getting your factory to flow effectively, and I'm going to talk about this in a minute, but you're a manufacturer of product, and the manufacturing of that product is the key to your business being successful. So if you have mistakes and errors, if you have the amount of time that you allocated in your quote blowing out way too much when the job actually happens, you're just always taking too long. Factory flow just isn't happening. So it's super important that we take on board efficiency and lean manufacturing principles. The eighth foundation is about product. So product is really saying, if you don't have enough diversification in your product mix, in other words, you might just be working for builders right now. And builders, as you know, are going to stop, start, delay, all that sort of thing. And you're going to be riding this roller coaster because if it is that the only work you do is for builders, there's nothing you can do to solve that problem in your business other than get it a little bit better. But if you diversify your product range so that you've got one or two or three other products going out, they might be alfresco kitchens, they might be flat pack, they could be anything. But diversification of your product range so that your CNC machine, your most expensive piece of machinery in your factory, is actually operating 95% of the time. I often ask people if Monday to Friday is 100% of the time that your CNC machine is available to be working, and I ask about the CNC machine because it is the biggest investment you make. And when we're talking about business, we're actually talking about how do you get a return on your investment. And your biggest investment is probably in your CNC machine. And if it's idle 20 or 30% of the time, how are you ever going to get a return on that investment? So when we look at idle time of your biggest piece of investment, that's an opportunity to say, what else could that machine be doing to be producing revenue for your business? And it's a really, really good conversation to start bringing to the table. What else could you be building? Could it be office furniture? Could be, it could be anything. And then the ninth and most important is really customer flow or customer experience. So those are the 9 foundations of your business. And what we do in each of these areas, we essentially have learning opportunities in each of them. And each one of these little bits of information walks you through how to improve each one of those foundations. And of course, we can't do everything all at the same time. So we might find that if we have a new client come on board and we discover that really their team needs some help, we might then work on team flow, right away and start working on that. But while we're doing that, we are also working on factory flow efficiencies constantly. That's not something we ever stop and start. We do that all the time, and we make sure that your money is well looked after as well. So that's essentially the approach that we have, which essentially what it does is it allows for no excuses. It allows for no room for, I'm not doing this or this didn't work. You just have to keep doing these things one after the other and then go down to the next thing and one after the other. And pretty soon you've covered all the boxes and you've got this amazing, well-functioning business that is foundationally working well. We have level 2 and level 3, and that takes you up to business excellence. But essentially, the 3 levels of the help we give you works exactly the same way. The next question that I wanted to address that I get a lot right now is, what is this joinery manufacturing excellence program that you talk about? Well, our manufacturing program in our joinery coaching program was pre-existing. It already helped a lot of people. What we've done is we have stepped things up to the next level, and we have added certificate level training to the program. So instead of just working with your leaders and getting them to bring information to the factory floor, we can now work with your people on the factory floor as well. So we can truly say that when you engage with us at this level, we will be able to help you work through to manufacturing excellence. There's 3 stages to getting there, but we can take you through from wherever you're at right now, right to that level of excellence. So this little video of mine was just designed to answer a few questions that I've been getting, so I can put it all in one video and answer questions in one hit. It's a little bit easier that way. But I think it's for a lot of you, I think it's time to just say, okay, stop. Let's look at between now and Christmas in a slightly different way. Let's learn some new things, and we are here right now to be able to help you with that. And we're taking on new members in our Joinery Manufacturing Excellence program. And if you need additional coaching for your business, which most businesses do, we're more than happy to have that chat as well. So give us a call, have a chat. If someone wanted to join our program, you can't just walk in and join. We have to make sure that we're a good fit first. So the first conversation we have is never a sales conversation. It's a conversation about, are we a good fit? Do we work with each other? Are we going to work well together, or are we not? It might turn out that we're just simply not a good fit, and that's fine. But it might turn out that we are a good fit and we can help you. And if that's the case, then what I'd really love to do is I'd love to help you avoid some pain and suffering between now and Christmas, as is typically the case. There's absolutely no reason why the crazy period before Christmas has to be crazy. You might work a lot of hours. You probably will. But the problem with that every year seems to be we did all these hours and it didn't really have a benefit because everything still turned out bad. So if you're going to work extra hours, there should be a major benefit in it. So let's chat about how we can help you with that. Hopefully this has answered a few questions that have been coming up lately. If you'd like to contact me at all, thejoinerycoach.com, jump on our website. More than anything, for anybody in our group, in our Facebook group, the Joinery Business Hub, that's a free group. That's a group that you can join and ask questions and get some more help there. Love to have a chat with you. We're accepting new members right now into our program. That's not always the case because we only have so many coaches and we can only take on so many members. We don't have space for 1,000 people. There is a limited amount of time, and right now we do have some seats and some spaces available. So if you'd like to have a chat about how we might be able to help you, book a chat and we'll have that conversation. Okay, have an amazing weekend. I'm going camping, and hopefully we'll chat with you next week. Bruce from the Joinery Coach. Have an awesome weekend. Cheers.